good afternoon, and I hope that today is treating you well. I am working on a commission sketch today of, let me see, I'm working on a firefighter girl. And for some reason I'm having some issues here with my posting. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so I am working on this firefighter girl. And I started on this last time I was live. And in the end, I didn't care for it. I feel that it needed a redo. So that's what I'm doing now. I took some time over the weekend while I was technically working on another project, but I made my deadline. Woot! I worked on some layouts. So I actually just did a whole bunch of different layouts, tried out a few different things as far as holding the axe, because I've sort of decided that I'd like her to be holding an axe, not a limp hose or something like that. And then if I were to try to be realistic with how much water comes out of the hose, it would very much predetermine what her pose would look like, etc. And I think it would pull it out of pinup and into action. And the pose itself and the commission is a pinup commission. So I was just trying a few different things with the axe, and I decided to settle on this one. So I blew it up and just transferred it loosely to board this afternoon, real quick. Hello, Dream Gray Collector. Oh, Craig. Hi, Craig. And hello, River Dragon. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Let's see, I'll get on the channel. Wait a second. I missed somebody's chat. Someone said hello and I missed it. I'm gonna go back. Whoever you were just now, I am so sorry for missing your comment. Please feel free to say hi again so that I can properly acknowledge you. No axe on the shoulders. I am still deciding if I want to do a cathartic paper tear. I didn't like it. It wasn't meshing. It wasn't looking enough like a pinup, which is what was requested. And I'm in the mode of doing really strong, badass looking girls, and that's fun for me. And I can tend to get a little too far in that vein. And the person who I'm doing this for, I don't know if they even saw the Twitch stream. I wasn't getting any complaints from said human about their piece, but it wasn't looking pinup enough for what was requested. And you know, of course, most commissions are pinup, but this one was specifically requested a pinup. So yeah, I ditched it and I'm starting over. Hello, Noctuvia. I'm doing great, thank you. And it's getting so warm here, at least right now. It's really warm in Calgary. Apparently, it's going to snow on the weekend, but for now, I'm a happy girl because it's all nice and spring out and pretty. So yeah, I ditched the one from last time. Sorry for wasting everybody's time on that one. But you know, when something isn't working or it isn't quite looking good to me, sometimes you just got to start over. And you know, it's hard to know when to say when, but I said when on that one. Just no. We're gonna do this over and come up with something else. So I'm much happier with this pose. And I think it's gonna look a lot better. Kylie, hi! I'm gonna see if I can fix and go to the other webcam, and I'm gonna see if I can adjust the brightness a little bit on the art cam. Okay, there we go. Awesome, Wayne. I certainly don't mind that at all. I really, really don't. I actually quite like getting artistic direction. You know, it helps me know what the person likes and wants. And so while sometimes, you know, I like getting an idea and going at it on my own, especially for, well, no, I don't even want to say especially for commissions, because for industry work, it's really important as well to make sure that the client is really happy. That, at the end of the day, is what is important. So it'll look like Alan Moore's script. Now I'm scared. Shoot. My duster brush is over there, so I'm just gonna have to wing it with something else. All right, so I want her holding the axe still, as I feel that that is the element I want her to be holding. I initially went back and forth when I first was starting in on this piece and deciding what I wanted to do, because I do want it to be clear that she is a firefighter. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have an axe or the hose and stuff, but in the end I feel like I prefer the look of the axe to the hose. Oh, that's so awesome, Craig. Thank you. Yeah, I could see that, Wade. Just give everyone such a run for their money. So we're not going to see all the axe there. We're going to probably just see a little bit of it here and a little bit out the back. And then, of course, she's going to have hair. So I just haven't drawn the hair in yet. Hello, Tom. Hello, Juan. Welcome to the stream, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm sorry it's going to feel a little bit like Groundhog Day, because I am completely redoing the sketch that I started last time, but I'm back. And as far as I know, I don't have any other non-Twitch work this year. Everything else, I believe I'm gonna get permission for, or already have. So it's gonna be fun. I'll have a lot more than I can do on live stream, and it's gonna be good. All right, so now I'm just gonna look up a little bit of reference of what a firefighter axe looks like. So I saved a picture of said axe because it's a specific type. Yes, it's a new pose. Hi, Craig. Hey, Eric. All right, so it gets a little wider as it's going to the edge. And then the side goes up a little bit more. I can't wait to hear about it, Wayne. That sounds amazing. I didn't, Juan. I'm gonna need to go take a look at that. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The Zenoscope VIP one? Thanks, guys. You're such sweethearts. All right, now I need to look at helmets. Yeah, so I'll be at the Zenoscope VIP thing. And at some point on my schedule, I have a cover I need to do for the Zenoscope VIP event. So that'll be happening at some point. Oh, that's so cool, Craig. I tried to watch Supernatural and I love it, but like I would need to actually watch it and then I don't have time to. Because generally I like having stuff that's actually running in the background so I can kind of just listen to it. But that one, there's just so much cool shit to see. Yeah, so I'm doing a cover for Zenoscope sometime in the summertime. So it's going to be a little bit before the VIP thing, obviously, because it needs to be done by then. But yeah, I have that one that I'm working on. But this coming week, I need to do a cover for Zenoscope as well, which is their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So I haven't checked with them on this one specifically, but they generally do give me permission for Twitch, so I'm kind of expecting it. I'll need to ask, make sure. Oh, really? That's so cool, Craig. So you know the show really well then. Oh, sorry, Tom. Okay, so it looks like she's wearing big saggy granny panties right now, but that's just because I'm starting to map out where the pants are, and because they're big baggy firefighter pants that I plan on putting on her, you know, I need to kind of start getting the direction for the cloth flow. 15 seasons is an aggressively long run. They do sell those, Kylie. All right, so I did my usual thing where I map out the face, and then for the nose, I do a triangle. Now this is the center of the face running down the middle line. And so I make the center of the triangle pretty much like that. And it's going a little bit off to the side, right? Because she's at a 3/4 face. Yes, Clipman, I 100% am still going to Heroes in June. Woo! No Dalmatian in the drawing, no. You know what, Kylie? I don't know if this will work for you, but with aggressive weather pattern changes like that, because my God, they give me the worst headaches. Dayquil works so good. You leaned your phone against your kid. That's hilarious. You sound so set up, Tom. It's amazing. Is it C. Libman? Is that how you say your name? And yay, I'm super excited too. Yeah, it's a game changer for me. Just, you know, the simple amount, you know, don't take more than is on the description. But that amount works really, really well. You get the headaches too? Craig Libman. Okay. We have a lot of Craigs in here today. Hello, all Craigs. Add the Dalmatian. Oh yay, I can't wait, Craig. That's gonna be awesome. It's been years since I've been to Heroes. I think the last time I went to Heroes was, you know, just after my first full year in comics in like 2013. So it's been a minute. Have you tried Dayquil, Wayne? It works wonders. Hey, Mr. E, yes, round 2. I ditched the other one. I didn't care for it. That sounds so great, Craig. I can't wait. It's a game changer, Wayne. I hope you find that it works for you. And at least Dayquil is pretty harmless and over the counter. But yeah, I mean, because I have such serious nasty migraines, I have pretty decent painkillers, and for pressure headaches, Dayquil works better, for sure. You just have to catch it in time. Like the minute you feel a pressure headache coming on, take the Dayquil right away. Oh my God, Craig, no. Oh, thank you, Mr. E. Yeah. The other one just really was not meshing for me. Like, I was struggling on stuff that is normally like the easiest thing for me. So either I was just having a really bad artist day, which I do have, where like nothing goes good. Everything is just going terribly, and there's nothing I can seem to do to like get it to stop doing that. But also sometimes it's just you got to throw a bit more time at it. And that one, I don't think anything was really salvageable. It just looked terrible. Hello, True Deadman. So what I did is I actually looked up Calgary fire hydrants because I didn't realize this, but Dan clued me in that most areas have like an area specific fire hydrant. And the person that this is for is actually he's a firefighter here in Calgary, so it would be better and more appropriate for him to have an actual Calgary specific fire hydrant. However, the Calgary ones, from what I can tell, are like a really weird lime yellowy green. So I'm gonna see how attached she is to that limey greeny look. Oh, Tom, I was gonna do a cathartic paper tear. I know, it really should. I mean, maybe not everybody has this, but at least Kylie can relate. Thank you, Kylie. I don't feel alone. That, like, some days, honestly, it's just nothing works. Nothing. And, you know, the stuff that you're like, okay, I'm having a shitty day. And sometimes I honestly won't even, like, I won't be bummed. I won't be upset. I won't be, like, having any mental situation that would make it seem that there's an artistic block when it comes to the page. But everything I draw is just absolute shit. And then the next day, everything will be fine. And the thing I struggled on all day the day before, I draw in literally 2 minutes the following day. And I'm just like, God damn it. Oh, that's great, Tom. Yay, thank you, True Deadman. Thank you so much for placing the order, and I'm glad you got them without any, I hope, any damages or anything. Everything is good? Kylie, you're wonderful. What really sucks is to have a bad artist day at a con. And then you're just drawing in public or on Twitch. Actually, having a bad artist day on Twitch like I did last week was the worst. I'd say. Like, that one is not going to YouTube. It's just going to quietly expire. Because facepalm. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. E. That sucks. Yay, thank you, True Deadman. It happens to everybody? No, thank you, Wayne. Alright, I'll move on to something else once I just get some of this fire hydrant ready. Alright, there we go. Now I want to work on pants. Yeah, that's a good idea, Mr. E. But I think Ebass has a Zenoscope cover where he did that. So I kind of feel like the idea's been taken. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's a good idea, though. So I'm just making up a helmet. As far as like any logos and designs, because I can't make them completely Calgary specific. I think that those things are somewhat copyrighted. So I'm going to be careful as far as not putting anything completely distinguishable. Yes, she's still going to be in firefighter pants. I'm going to still have her in the same like outfit plan. It was just the pose wasn't meshing. let's see, this is her head. Now her head is kind of going this way. So right about here would be the top of the hat. Firefighter hats, if you just do the outline, she looks like a mid 1800s like explorer or something. Okay, so this part of the axe is kind of setting and sitting right in her neck, but it might be a little bit too low. So let's see. So kind of where her traps are starting is right about there. Her traps would go to about here. Shoulder. Alright, so the angle of her wrist would probably be something kind of like this, because this is where her elbow is. I'm just kind of doing a basic bone structure draw of her arm behind her torso right here. Yeah, there definitely can't be a round 3. I've got to get it done this time because while I don't have to, I am gonna try to get it done by the by Calgary Expo. I'm gonna make the end a little bit longer. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. E. I'm so sorry, 123. I don't speak the language that you're writing, but thank you. At least I hope it's something I should be saying thank you to. There was an add-on during the survey. Sorry, Juan. Okay, sometimes the pinky up is just too much. So I'm gonna see how it sits with me as I just keep working around and doing other stuff. Oh, okay, Mr. E. No, Craig, I don't think it's Spanish. Maybe it's Portuguese. Yay, go you, Juan Solo. That's awesome. All right. Now I am looking at fire, pinky down. Pinky down. Okay, so if the pinky's down, I might change the way that her hand is going. And what happens if you get a golden ticket? Yes, I could not agree with you more about the translator. Oh yes, most certainly there would not be pinky on both. I'm trying to decide which one it looks more appropriate on. I should have been clear on that. Okay, you get Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Michael would love this piece. Aw. So it seems like on both sides of the pants there's like one of those cord things with like a metal buckle. It doesn't look to me like it's a buckle. It looks like one of the ones that like you can pull it like that to tighten the pants on the side. And some firefighter outfits have like the actual suspender style suspender connections where like, you know, it has the little pyramid thing that goes down on both sides, and others do not. I think the little suspender, like true suspender look at the bottom looks really good. So I'll definitely do that. Oh, Tony. He's hosting me. Thank you so much, Tony. Hello, Busmaster. Thank you, Tony. Nice to see you. So guys, I got to see Tony. Oh, thank you. I got to see Tony for the first time in real life at C2E2. And I had it in my mind, like, I'm going to try to find Tony because I failed at Emerald City Comic Con. It was so busy and I wasn't able to go find Tony. And the thing that was the best part about it was that he was right across the same aisle from me. We were just kitty corner from one another. So it was just amazing. Totally hear you, Tony. Have a good one. Thank you so much for the host, and thank you to everyone who's joined with Tony from his live stream. First, good art taste for being there with Tony. He's amazing. And then, my name is Dawn McTeigue. I work in comics, and generally, I do get permission from the publishers that I work for, because they're awesome, to do the covers and interior art that I do on live. Today, though, I am working on a commission for Calgary Expo, which is happening on Thursday this week. Well, it starts on Thursday, runs through to Sunday. And this is of a firefighter pinup, which was specifically requested, a firefighter girl. So that's what I'm working on now. I did a bunch of layouts over the weekend, and I'm kind of going with the Axe theme. So these were all the layouts. And this is kind of the same way that I handle a cover art, is I do layouts first like this, just lots of little scribblies. And then I pick the one, usually for comic book covers, I send in two. For a commission, I can kind of play my own boss, and I decided I wanted to do this one. I blew it up, and that's where we're at now. Yeah, pull tighter thingy. Okay, so I'm working on her suspenders, and because of how her thighs are, even though we are kind of seeing her from a slightly above her leg angle, this would need to rotate outward and upward almost a little bit, because this part is going down, but this part here is resting on her leg. And then I'm just giving it a little flip and a whoop. So it goes back behind her. So it would kind of be connecting here, and then if you take the line all the way back, it would be connecting about here on her pant line. So I guess right there. So that's why I've got it looping around to where the line would technically connect to the back. Levi, hello. So I want her suspenders down, and the suspenders they look very heavy from what I can see on any firefighter pictures that I've looked at. They're very thick bands, like 2 inches wide. They've got a lot of metal connectors so that you can adjust the length of them. There's a lot going on. Sometimes the suspenders are red, sometimes they're fluorescent yellow. You know, I'll probably do a little bit more consultation with the man that this is for to see if he has any specific color requests. He did choose the surprise me option, which I offer. So there's the, like, you know, stay in touch, you know, send layouts, keep you informed, or there's the surprise me option. But if someone chooses the surprise me option, they have to sort of avoid me and social media because I'll still post it, I'll still Twitch it, but yeah, they just have to, like, steer clear of Dawn. But even so, because this is something to do with his work, and you know, firefighters really put a lot into their work, and not that anybody else doesn't, but you know, they put their lives on the line a lot. I think that there's a lot more emotional connection with your outfit and your uniform. So I want to make sure that I get that right. Bad Levi, that's right. No! Oh my god. Well, at least it's only happened once. I hear you though. I mean, I get it all the time. All the time. So I have to just kind of learn to be okay with being told my art looks like me. I'm not okay with it, but I'm working on it. To try to not turn into like the Grump Meister from hell. That's right, Kylie, they are. And I'm really hoping that his is red too. It would be awesome. I love you, Levi. You're awesome. There we go. And then their pants. Speaking of pants, all firefighters have gigantic pants. They're huge. They're huge on everybody. I'm gonna fudge it a little bit and make them a little tighter. So, you know, she's wearing a pair of pants that are maybe like 6 sizes too small. Sherlock is awesome. He is lazy and fat and fantastic. Though today, oh my god, I was on the phone with Kara. You know, here she's Boopley Quinn. So I was on the phone with her this morning, and Sherlock gets up on the counter, like he's known to do all the time, and he puts his front paws and head into the sink, and then his butt and tail are like up out of the sink. And so I'm walking around, and all of a sudden in the kitchen, there's just this cat butt jutting out into the sky. Otherwise, he's doing great. I I set up his vet appointment, and so he'll be going for his shots and his yearly weigh-in on May 8th. And I am so not excited for the lecture I'm sure to get that Sherlock is too fat. Because in my opinion, he's so skinny. I haven't seen that, Mr. E. That's really cool. So the golden tickets are to Adam Hughes's medal. Ah, nice. Hey, Keeman. Wayne, I haven't forgotten about the Sherlock drawing that you want. I'm thinking about it and planning it, and I'm having some ideas. I've got Sherlock, the perfect Sherlock facial expression in mind. It's going to be really good. He's so much floof. Oh, that's great. She actually covered your cat's ears. I love that. Last year she told me Sherlock was on the verge. So I'm not sure if that means this year he's going to be over the hill, as it were, but we'll see. Same here, Levi. I'm with you. And I love it. Thank you. Okay, here's a question for cat owners. Sherlock loves his perch. He has a little perch that's right outside my room, and he sleeps on it all the time. I really want the way that the perch or his little cat tree works is that it has like a little Velcro on soft mat that's there, right, for him to sleep on. I would very much like to wash said mat. And I don't know if cats, once you wash something of theirs, they don't lay on it anymore. So if anyone has any info for me as far as washing cats' items, let me know. Pro hit, exactly. I did that. I washed Sherlock's bed and he never got in it again. Oh, okay. See, it's not dirty, like smelly or anything like that. It's just I could see cat fur on it and I want to clean it. Maybe I should just vacuum it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kylie, because I had the most perfect bed for Sherlock, and I have to buy Sherlock's beds in the dog section because he's too big for cat beds. And I had the nicest bed for him. And he used to sleep in it all the time until I got in a cleaning frenzy and washed it. And that was it. He never got in it again. Yeah, they are too small. I have to buy a medium-sized dog bed for Sherlock. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you all so much for the helpful information because Sherlock is kind of the first cat I've had that wasn't, indoor, outdoor, stray cat I started feeding kind of cat. So I really don't know. And his persnickety-ness knows no end. Thank you, ProHit. We were watching the Sherlock show, which I love so much, and it was still running when we decided we wanted to get Sherlock, so we had him pre-named about a year before he was born. Exactly, the first cat I ever had on purpose. That's exactly the way to put it. Oh, thank you, Volusia and ProHit. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any reflector stuff here. I don't think so, but they have big knee pads. I'll get that going. Oh, that is really smart, Kylie. Oh, okay, Ted. Hi. Oh, I should share the Zenoscope thing. I'll go look after the Twitch stream and after I cook dinner. Because dinner is like immediately after Twitch stream. Oh, thank you, Ted. Hi, Andrew. All right, see you in a bit, Keeman. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pro Hitmaker. What you have to do, it's all about training your hand and your eye to get that coordination. So even if things look bad to you right now, the main point with art is just you have to stick to it. It's the whole concept of you know, putting in those 10,000 hours or something like that, and you will start to see improvement. So even right now, if you feel like things aren't going the way you would like them to, it would be the same situation if I switched hands and started trying to draw with my left hand. I just don't have that coordination with my hand yet. And there was a time where I broke my right arm badly. Like, it was a compound fracture where it's sticking out of the skin and all of that when I was a kid. And so I switched to my left hand to do school because I was in a cast for, I think, 2 months, or no, more than 2 months. I was in a cast for 10 weeks. So, yeah, you just start training your hand and then you get the coordination. It's all about getting the coordination, and then your hand does what you want it to. It's the same concept. So I know that I need to practice with my left hand too, just in case anything happens. I need a backup. But yeah, it would take a long time. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Andrew. Yes, this is a commission, Ted. To be honest, Wayne, not really. Because truth be told, we are, Dan is originally from Vancouver, so he is a Canucks fan, and has never really changed from that. It's too deeply ingrained in his soul. So I only got into hockey because of Dan. So then I also became a Nucks fan, and the Nucks are kind of sucking right now. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Ebas is left-handed, right? But he practices with his right hand, so much so now that he can toggle between the two. It's unbelievable that he can do that, and it's so cool, and I want to be able to do that too. I'm so upset with myself that I didn't maintain being left-handed, because, you know, it's so important to be able to do that and have that option. Even if you're cooking dinner and you burn your finger or you cut your finger and then you have a deadline, you're fucked. So I really should be doing it more. You're not happy about that, Mr. E? Exactly, Pro Hit, but it's a completely different thing. Like, I have a decent amount of control over my hand when it comes to small motions and drawing, but I suck at sports. Like, put me trying to play ping pong and I am just a sight, because I never, I'll use both hands and like start hitting with my left and then use my right, and it's the worst. So, you know, it all depends on what motion you have practice in. But let's keep trying to do this with my left hand for a little while and we'll see how it goes. But look, it's a travesty. Ebas told me that he started by just using his right hand for erasing. And then, you know, would do this, and I need to keep doing that, where I use my left hand only for erasing, and I don't use my right hand for it because that isn't as important. You can start training your hand by just using the eraser with it, and then slowly move into using the pencil. But yeah, it's so incredible that Ebas has done that. That's true, Kylie. Oh, okay. All right, so we wouldn't really see much of the pocket. We would probably just see the very top of it right there. Oh, sorry, Levi. Thanks, Andrew. That's so cool, Prohit. Yeah, that makes sense considering how many bones are in the wrists and ankles. I broke the bone that you basically consider your funny bone, like right here, and I snapped this whole part of my arm off. Like this part disconnected from the lower part, and so when I yelled at my mom, "Mom, I think I broke my arm," she expected to walk out and, see a kid that bumped or bruised herself, and she looks out the window and she said my arm was forming a T. This part was over here on my wrist, and my whole second section of my forearm was out behind my my arm like this. So it was like completely, yeah, this was down here and this was jutting out over there. Yeah. I was thinking red hair, like a redhead. Kind of a Mary Jane look, though not Mary Jane. Yeah, it was very painful. And then I had like a popsicle like an hour before, so I had to sit in the emergency room, like they made me wait before going into surgery for like 2 hours. I had to just kind of sit there and wait. It sucked. It was not fun. Yes, because of a popsicle, I had to wait. Bear in mind, this was a very long time ago in Honduras. So, I'm sure that things would be different now. But yeah, my cast weighed like 10 pounds or something like that. It was exciting. Yeah, exactly. Never, Tom. I have so many red refills, it's crazy. Oh, sorry, Dardis Life. Yeah, exactly. And they thought they were going to have to operate on my arm. I think in the end they were able to set it without operating, but they weren't sure. So that's why I had to wait until there was no food in my system. Hello, Phoenix. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Dardis Life. Oh no, bat joke. Wayne, that is nasty. Tom, that sounds so crazy. Oh my god. So I have to make sure that there aren't any like lines that perfectly meet up with one another. It kind of throws off the flow of a piece. So like here I need to make sure that they're not perfectly parallel. So that's off from itself. This part doesn't touch that either. Then I'll get some hair in there to kind of throw everything off. Should work. Thank you, Mr. E. Oh, sorry, Ted. Oh my god, Wayne. So did your finger get caught in the key? Is that how it happened? I have, Ted, I haven't drawn Batman professionally, like for DC Comics. I drew a Bruce Wayne for a Batman 50 cover, but I didn't draw Batman as Batman in the cowl and everything like that. Of course I have as commissions, but just not professionally. Her hair was going out a little bit too far in the back. And then I'll just write fire department right there. Just keep it very nondescript. You want to be able to draw cats. That's so great. Start out by doing like cat portraits then. So, I don't know if the person who asked me to do this is here, but I'm just going to give a little refresher on hair and how I draw it. What I do is I first figure out like where exactly it's connecting to the head and how all that is working out. And then I go and just do some really rough scribbles. And that helps with giving more motion and flow because your hand is free to kind of go wherever it's led or taken. And you can just kind of scribble them all out. And then I go in and refine some of the curls and lines. That's amazing, Wayne. Oh, thank you, Mr. E. Her cat's in like an old-fashioned smoke room. So I want to give her like a cap sleeve shirt. Okay, so I've got this hand worked out. And the main thing was that I needed to make sure it worked with her hand going around the top of the fire hydrant. I didn't think that the thumb looked right though. Okay, so if the hand is here like this, the thumb is connecting here, but you know, there's enough of an opening in her hand for the thumb to not have to be right in there with the rest of the fingers. But it needs to kind of look like it's resting in a realistic manner. So her wrist is like so, and then I've got the thumb here, which I think works a little better. And then whenever I plan on having a character wearing gloves, I make the tips of the glove fingers a little bit flatter because, you know, you wouldn't see nail or anything like that, and the gloves are, of course, sewn all the way around, so they wouldn't come to the point that I usually do on a female character. Getting my little eraser. Let's try to do this with my left hand because I really need to practice. But even that, I just have such terrible control over it. Oh, Okay, sorry, pro hit. I started at around, well, I've been drawing my whole life. I started drawing in comics professionally in 2012, so it's been about 7 years now. No, don't like that. Possibly, Wayne. All right, so we are seeing it from an above angle a little bit. And then all fire hydrants kind of have little ridges going through it. So I'm gonna get those in, but I'm not gonna make them as realistically small and close together as they actually are, because it'll just get a little visually overwhelming, I think, when there's just too much going on. So I'm making them a lot wider than I believe they technically are, but it'll help to have them there, but also not be too overkill with how many I'm gonna put in. I'll just dial that back from what it normally is. So I'm just using my ruler and doing some basic lines here. So that was off. It wasn't quite right. And I think that needs to come down a little bit more. So I just had it kind of off-centered in an incorrect way. So I fixed that. And with these ones, they would get wider at the bottom and narrower at the top because the base of this portion is wider than the top part. Now all of these lines, I'm not going to fill in everything with ink. Some of these indication lines I may erase or just leave them in pencil so that it's not too intensely detailed right here. So I'm trying to get the basics so that it looks correct to me, but then a lot of the detail here I'm probably going to drop it out so that it's not taking the eye and the focus away from the character. And I'm widening her arm just a little bit because it was looking kind of thin to me, so I'm just fixing that up. Oh, I'm streaming until 8 o'clock my time, so pretty much an hour and 10 more minutes. Oh, that's true. Yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly erase some of the lines that I've got here. I'm going to refine it all, and then, yes, we'll get going on inking. No, Tom, it isn't the norm. We changed it because my youngest, Lyndon's sports class got scheduled later. So that's why my Twitch streams are later and everything, so we shifted our dinner time to accommodate his sports. Yeah, guys, I'm really sorry that you're seeing two of the same because of the fact that I ditched the last one. And my whole Twitch situation has been a little up in the air lately because of the project I was working on, but I'm done now, so hopefully everything can kind of go back to normal. Oh, thanks, Wayne. Though, you know what? I pretty much decided to not do Pinky Up on either of them. Let me see, though. The fire hydrant hand might be... No, actually, it's fine. Weird. He does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, yummy, Mr. E! Okay, thank you, Kylie. Oh yeah, well my youngest he's only 8, so yeah, we just rescheduled dinner time. And then, so before I go on Twitch, or while I'm on Twitch, the kids make themselves a snack. Well, the teenagers do, since dinner is late on these days. But it's worked out wonderfully because, you know, now I have like a really good set time that's not in the middle of everybody's work days. I mean, I know some of you live overseas or in different time zones, so it's different for you, but for most people that I know here on Twitch, you're in North America, and then it's like right in the middle of your work day, so that's not very handy for anybody. So the fact that I've been able to switch my schedule to doing the Twitch streams from 5 to 8, which is a good time for Kylie too, because at least it's in her morning. I think it's worked out great all around, so I'm actually really grateful for it. Okay, so I just do that to lighten up my lines a little bit, clean them up, so I can now just start refining the final pencils. And yes, I'll give her the other eye. I always like stall on the second eye because that's when it starts looking awkward if you don't get it right. Oh my god, that sounds amazing, Wayne. And Gabriel. Target clearance haul. Oh my god. We had no chocolate. Okay, that's a lie. Wait, we did ice cream sandwiches because that's what the kids like. Oh no, Pro Hit. I'm sorry. That's not a very good time for you then. Oh, thank you, Ted. You were awesome. Yay, thank you, Kylie. Oh, Vampirella is sold out. Honestly, that warms my heart to hear it's sold out. Yay! Though I am sorry for you, Ted. Oh, cool. So it's just what I like to do. I really exaggerate eyebrows. And that's just a personal style. You know, they say if you draw it wrong consistently enough, then it's style. And so it is an intentional drawing wrong for me that I really like to just go nuts on eyebrows. To me, there's a lot of expression. So much of the facial expression is held in the eyebrows. So I really like to go all out on them. But the one thing that you always keep in mind when doing eyebrows is look up eyebrow plucking tutorials. You know, that like the arch of the eyebrow. I'm not saying that mine is correct because mine just do what they do. But you're supposed to be able to take it from the outside of your nostril through your eye, and that's where the arch should be. So you still do use some general facial structure things, and it's not really something you'll find in anatomy. You'll find it in like makeup and eyebrow tutorials, and then you can get ideas for different types of eyebrows because, you know, there's something for everybody. So you can definitely find good, I don't know, it's almost like a tutorial, but it's for makeup and eyebrow shaping, but you put that into your artwork, and you can find, if you like thicker eyebrows or thinner ones, you can figure out where the arch should be depending on the style of eyebrow you like to do. Yeah, exactly. That won't happen, Kylie. I've never heard of that happening to anybody, so you don't need to have that fear or that worry. Like, just push that one out of your mind. And it is something that you learn over time, what sells a cover and what isn't the formula for selling covers, and it really depends on what you're doing it for, as to whether it's going to sell drawn X way, if that makes sense. You know, like the perfect formula for a pinup cover is to cut it at about mid-thigh so that it's really zoomed in. But then at the same time, you don't want to do that all the time or you start getting boring. So it's always a matter of trying to switch it up and change things around to get pinup covers to be interesting, and that you're not stuck doing a pose that you've done already, which I've caught myself on that before. Or you don't want stuff to start looking similar, things like that. And it can get really tricky because you're like, oh, this is a great idea, and you're like, God damn it, it's already been done. It can get hard. So the tricky thing with eyes where they're kind of looking down like this, you know, her face is slightly up, and then I still want her connecting with us as the viewer. And this is a tricky one for me. And I don't know, in my opinion, I've only managed to nail it once, where the character was looking down but still looking directly at you without looking sleepy, because it can go to sleepy so fast. So I'm probably going to ink her eyes last because I'm going to really make sure that they're on point. Because it's tough to get that looking down, eyelids half shut basically because of the direction of the face, and then at the same time not look like they're like 2 seconds away from passing the fuck out. So that's something you gotta really watch out for. And I'm not saying that I've nailed it here. I'm probably gonna really look it over to make sure it's right before I like put down the black ink and settle on it. True, Wayne. Sloppy, hello. Oh, that's amazing, Sloppy. I'm sure it's gonna go great. I can't say I was particularly thrilled with her lower lip. Now, because also we're seeing it from slightly underneath, the roundness of her lower lip is going to straighten and flatten a little bit more. And there's going to be more distance between her lip and her lower lip and her chin. So all those things with an up shot make them very, very complicated. So I actually really enjoy drawing a slightly upward turned face. It makes the character look more confident. But then it has its you can nail it or you can fail it. And so I'm going to really try not to fail it. Copic black marker with a micron pen. Truth be told, Sloppy, I don't use micron pens very often, if ever. They don't really, for me, with the paper that I use, micron pens smudge really bad with Copic marker. It really depends on the paper you're using, I'd imagine. So all that to say, I don't really have a ton of information for you on the use of micron with Copic. But if you're doing black marker with a micron, well, if it smears, it's not going to really matter. You're not going to see it. Thank you, Mr. E. Yeah, do some testing on the side somewhere. If you're not using a blank, just get a scrap piece of paper of the same paper you're using, just so you can know for sure, because those are not happy accidents. Nope, that went sleepy. It's so good, right, Sloppy? The brush works wonders. I know, and this is not my eraser brush. This is technically one of my art brushes for watercolor work, but I lost the head, like all the bristles, to my duster brush at C2E2, and I haven't made it to the art store to get a replacement, so I'm just grabbing whatever is available. Yep, that's a good one, Kylie. And then something that really helps in the part of the finishing touches that really helps to focus the eyes of a character on the viewer is where you put the highlight. So it really helps as like part of the finishing touches is just really focus on where you put that highlight. And if you're just doing traditional, then I recommend using a Sakura Jelly Roll pen in white and just do one little dot. And then if you're with doing it digitally, then, you know, of course you just use a little bloop of white, or, you know, I do it on like the very top layer. Oh, thank you, Mr. E. Okay, I really need to work on her not having super skinny arms. They're looking too skinny and she's not looking strong enough to even hold the axe. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. E. Okay, good. So the top point of the firefighter or fire department sign is meeting with the center point of her face, so it won't look off. Now that I've got kind of sitting in the front, standing upright, and then the hat forms to her head. So the hat is not sitting in the exact same plane as the fire department symbol that I'm putting up at the top. Oh, is Copic Opaque White off the priority list? No, it's not, and it's so good for a lot of things. I just don't buy the one that has the little dot thingy. So it's much easier for eye highlights to use the Jelly Roll pen because you just need a pinpointed dot. That's the only reason why I'm recommending that the Jelly Rolls be used for that. And I use Jelly Rolls specifically for smaller detail points, and then I use the Opaque White to just splatter white all over the place because it's so fun. And this is a little thing nobody will notice, but I do. And that is I always give her eyebrows, any character that I'm drawing, if I'm doing a 3/4 face, so technically you would see the eyebrow goes off the edge of the face. I always add a little bit of depth to the eyebrow itself, so that it doesn't just look like it's drawn on. And it's so, like, just a tiny little line off the edge of the face, but it helps it look real to me. Flicks like with a card. No, I have a couple specific brushes that I use for splatter. So when I say flick, I mean I would take a brush like this, which is actually a makeup brush, but it's very firm. So it's perfect for adding splatter and flicking. So I flick a brush like this with Copic Opaque White. If you guys see on here, at some point it's gonna cycle through the Tinkerbell that I did. I did a lot of flicking with, I think, this brush and a old toothbrush. So I just did that. Old baby toothbrush. So, you know, don't anyone get creeped out. But anyway, yeah, those things are perfect for Copic Opaque White. Would I make her hair a little longer considering the helmet is pushing down on her hair? I suppose I could. I just, this is no specific character. I'm just drawing anybody, just a chick. So, I don't need to have any specific length in mind. I suppose if a exact length of hair really mattered, maybe it would push down a little bit, but I mean, if I were to put a hat on, it wouldn't really make any difference to the length of my hair. Oh, that's cool, an electric toothbrush. That's scary, it's just gonna spray everywhere. I did draw the girl on my thank you card, yes. That's what he wanted. Okay. Massive mess. Yeah. Lately, I've been reading The Court of Owls again, and I got the trade with all of Greg Capullo's pencils only. What is it called? Let me look. Yeah, it's called Batman Unwrapped, The Court of Owls. I couldn't remember what it was, if it was sketch or something, but yeah, the Unwrapped Court of Owls. Oh my God. This is just a work of unbelievable, unparalleled art. It just is so mind-blowing. How he does this is just thinking about the artist with the inking and getting the splatter all over the place. Like, if you don't have a copy of this and you're really into comic art and comics in general, oh my God, it's so good. I mean, the way that Greg Capullo like plans out all the blacking. I mean, just look at this. This is the opening page, right? Look at that. There's so much of the information is only handled in the absence of black. And it's so unbelievably good and incredible, and bow down and worship. It's just amazing. And then there's a couple inked pages here and there. And like the inking is unbelievable, but the pencils and how he plans out all the blacking is just, it's so good. Like, it boggles my mind. Like, what is going through his head while he's drawing all of that and planning out bricks with light sources, and it's just Oh, really? He has? Yeah, and of course, it's no surprise that Capullo is a master, and that I think Capullo is a master, and I've had that book for years, but I picked it back up last week and was just looking at it, and you know, every time it just blows my mind. And then I was explaining it to Dan, like why it's so mind-blowing, and like, look at the bricks, and you know, look at how he planned this. It's one of the panels where he's walking in like a channel, and there's like, he's holding a flare, and the bricks and the way he drew the bricks in perspective with like ambient light and then silhouettes and shadows, and like, it's so unreal. And once I showed that to Dan, and you know, it's not like Dan has ever thought that Capullo wasn't amazing, because there's just no denying it, right? But when I showed him like how complicated that must have been for him to just figure out, and if he figured that out quickly and drew it quickly, which I imagine he did, that makes him just unbelievable. You know, it's so depressing. Yeah, I really should, Wayne. I need to find more. This is the one that I found. A breeze to him. Yeah, it's so not fair. It really hurts my feelings. But you know what? At the same time, he earned it being easy. That means that the amount of years he put in to get to a point to where it's easy for him now is also like, you know, shame, ding, ding to me that I didn't put in that much effort, you know? Like, the effort is what brings that kind of skill. So, you know, it's so easy to just kind of write it off and be like, well, he's like super talented and gifted and whatever. And it's true. Some people are born with an innate understanding of some things. Like I've known people who have just an inner ability to figure out perspective, for instance, which I don't. I need to figure out the grids, and I'm studying it, right? It's not something that I just, yippee, was born with. And so there is some of that, for sure. But then at the same time, it is a massive amount of effort to get everything right. Once you can do a book from cover to cover and just nail that thing, that's a lot of work to get to where you could do that, you know? True story, Levi. Overlord is probably taking a nap right outside the door. And sorry guys, I'm getting all distracted geeking out on comic books, which is, you know, what I should be doing, but maybe not right now on everybody else's time here. Last time I checked, there wasn't a Catwoman trade. Does anybody know if there is one yet? Oh, sorry, Wayne, I missed your comment. Turner is the Graffiti Design Gallery edition. I didn't even see, not yet. Yeah, I thought so. I'm dying for that. To me, it seems like there's been enough books or enough issues out for, you know, a trade to be long overdue, no? Yeah, Joelle Jones. Because I twant one very badly. We wants it precious. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Gabriel. You're using that tomorrow? Yay! Interesting. Yeah, it would seem to me like a trade could be out, like they could be well into the second one by now. She's so awesome and such a nice person. That is wonderful to hear, because I'm definitely gonna hunt her down at some point and hardcore fangirl. So, you know, if she can handle it, that's really good to hear. Because as you guys know, I'm really a whole thing when it comes to meeting artistic heroes. I'm so embarrassing. I mean, I try really hard not to make people feel uncomfortable, but I am like aggressively fangirl. Oh, that's so nice of her. Yeah, I mean, I respect her art so much. I mean, it was so fun to be able to follow her design for Catwoman's dress, and I have never heard a single person ever say anything that they didn't care for about Catwoman's dress. Like, she made it so cool. It wasn't just kind of like your typical foof poof, here, you know, wear a marshmallow that's white kind of look. It was so pretty and so intricate and just so good. And that is, I just have so much respect for. And then the way that she's writing Catwoman, she's drawing all the interiors for Catwoman, and I just love her art. It's so dynamic. She's so good. Oh yeah, there's no crying at Comic-Con. I have cried at fangirling. Mm-hmm. Fine, Levi. Hey, Opportune! Fair enough. The dress was unbelievable. It was very much a pain in the hand to draw, though. Youch, that hurt. But it was just so pretty, and I was so happy to be drawing it and getting to follow that, and, you know, drawing the cover and everything. I was just like squee times a million, so I didn't care, but my hand was dying. I would feel the same way. Oh my god, it was on April 16th? Thank you, Wayne. I'm gonna need to go get it. Maybe someone will have it at the Calgary Expo and I can just see if I can bribe someone to grab one for me. Because I'm not in the same building as the exhibitors this year. They've kind of moved Artist Alley into a completely separate building, which works out fine. I'm not complaining. It's awesome. But it just means I can't get my shop on as easily as I used to, which makes Dan kind of happy because I always spend a boatload in Calgary. There's a couple people that are like my my regulars, and I'm always, every year, I go buy a ton. And this year I'm going to go try to get to them somehow, some way. Have to see my ladies that I like to buy from. So her shoulder would kind of go like that, and we wouldn't really see very much of it. So that's, I'll have to see how that looks. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Alright, let's get some tassel-y shirt thing going on, because her shirt doesn't look badass enough, in my opinion. And perhaps, I'm thinking about it, but my cap sleeve idea that I wanted to do may not work if I'm trying to make it look torn too. I guess unless I like tore up part of her cap sleeve too. I'll see. I had her belly button a little bit too low. Just means her pants are really low. Whoops. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, thank you, ProHit. So I need to keep in mind that like this is her shoulder muscle right here. Her bicep muscle then goes into, so like bicep muscle is here. And so we'd see a little bit of it on the inside of her arm because of how it's facing. And then I just needed to stop having quite so far a jut out of her inner elbow right there. And then I'm just putting a little bit more meat on her arm bones. She was looking a little scrofulent. Maybe her shirt is too dressy. All right, so now I'm just working on getting some of the little bit of pant stretch lines that there are. But I decided to keep this side of her hip fully smooth. And then just have a lot of the lines going here to show bunching and stuff in her pants. Thank you, Mr. E. Yeah, well, I look at reference for stuff like bits and pieces of things. I used reference to look at the fire hydrant thingy because I got nothing. I'm trying to draw one of those. Then I'm looking at reference of a firefighter dude at the moment. Not in this pose, obviously, but I'm looking at his pants. And I'm changing them around to be tighter and more for a girl, and more form-fitting because I wanna. But I am very much looking at reference to see the stitching and all of that because there's no way I can keep all of that in my head. For her face, for her pose, I'm not using reference. I scribbled this out. And, you know, I drew her arm too short, so when I pulled this into Photoshop, I kind of elongated her arm. I just like stretched it out a little bit. But yeah, stuff like that, you know, you do need reference sometimes to see the correct way that something is supposed to be. Sorry, everyone. Hold, please. I'm going to have to run and do a quick favor for one of my kids. I will be right back. Well, I'm gone since we were talking about it. You guys can look at the dress designed by Joelle Jones. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, okay. Thank you, Kylie. That's good to know. Sorry, everyone. I'm supposed to have that off. Because this is a big piece, I am putting a lot more time into refining the pencils before I go into inking. So I am sorry that it's taking a little longer, but I know that I'll be able to ink this now pretty quickly, which I probably am not going to have time to do on stream because tomorrow is Get Ready for Calgary Expo and then Thursday Calgary Expo begins. But if I have time, maybe I'll do one of those quick time-lapse videos, so at least I can post it and you guys can look at it go real fast. See you later, Sloppy. Thank you so much for hanging out. And if by some crazy random chance I do have time to go live tomorrow, I'll, of course, give everybody the 15 to 30 minute warning. Do a ninja stream? Sneak attack! You guys agree? No warning? All right. Well, that makes it easier for me. For sure. All right, so there is a loopy loop thingy majigger right here. Have no idea what it's called, so we're just gonna call it a loopy loop thingy. So of course I'm way simplifying the outfit because, you know, in a pinup piece like this, what's needed is enough information to get across that it is a firefighter girl, but I don't need it to be so intensely detailed that it kind of overshadows her and her general pose and look and all of that stuff. So it's kind of trying to find the right balance between, you know, being correct and then kind of taking artistic license. So I'm like dropping out detail. Aw, bummer, Gabriel. A mom ninja pose. Fail. Hey, Keeman. Oh, so I don't know if everybody saw, but JP Roth is currently writing Divinica issue 5. And so in a couple weeks, I'll be working on starting with character design, concept design, and then interiors. And I haven't decided, you know, like each book is handled slightly differently. So we're still in like trying to figure out exactly what style I'm gonna do for Medusa. So we'll see. I may try buying some of that Yupo paper and testing some stuff out. Remember when I had my giant fail with the little puffer thingy and all of that because I didn't have the right paper? I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna test that out. I wanna go really wild with this book, so I'm so excited. And each book is a completely new story, new characters, new method. I mean, I've used different traditional media tools. Like with Magu, you guys were here with me for it, and like I'd never watercolored before, and that's what we did. So we're, you know, it's each one is completely different than the other. So I do put more time into them. They take longer to make. So that's why it's not it's not a like once a month book, right? But I'm really excited about this one. And JP Roth said that I can take you guys through whatever part of the process I want to do on live. So she was just like, go for it. You can start telling people we're working on it. You know, there's nothing that I'm under What's that called again? Where you're not supposed to talk about something? I'm a fail. I can't English today. But anyway, yeah, there's nothing where I'm under non-disclosures. I can disclose all. So it's really, really exciting, and it's going to be happening soon. I'll keep you guys posted on when exactly I'll be starting on it, because I'd have to open up my work schedule. But anyway, it will be happening soon. And I'll probably, do some test runs with the Yupo paper and try shit out with you guys as well. So it's going to be a fun process. I may want to even try to get some like actual snake skin and like use that in the paper somehow, like, lay out the pages with like panels that have snake skin there. I don't know. I'm still thinking. Yes. I'm using the cover I've already drawn. That, however, was just the sketch. So I have not actually final drawn that cover. So I need to. Oh, yay. I'm glad you like that mystery. Yeah, I want to kind of go a little nutty on it. So it's going to be fun. True story, Levi. You guys have really got me this stream. I'm just doing mom ninja poses and failing at English and... Oh, sorry, Levi. That would be cool. I don't even know if that can be legally acquired, can it, Tom? Plus also, in its own weird kind of way, that really freaks me out. I don't know about how this... I'm gonna think about that for a minute. That doesn't look right to me. I'm gonna do this side. You guys are awesome. The things we do for art, huh, Tom? Dedication. Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I really want to go, I really want to go get all kinds of crazy stuff to use. And I was telling JP Roth about like that idea and asking her what she thought, and she was just like, go for it, just go wild. So, yay! Oh, you're so awesome, Levi. Thank you. Hey, Fusion George. Thank you, Mr. E. I do appreciate the heads up, everybody, because since our dinners are late, it's a real bummer for everybody when I'm late on dinner. So, thank you. All right, let's do something a little bit more interesting up and around here before I go. All right, so I've got her whole rib cage kind of, because she's leaning backward, her rib cage is rotating that way, and then the perspective kind of changes here. Now, I realize that technically the stomach is a little bit more of a tube. I did flat just because I really like the unrealistic flat stomach. Sue me. So, see you later, Kylie. Lots of love to you. So that's why I accomplished that with a straight line. And because her body weight is on the back hip and this one is kind of sinking downward, that's why it's at that angle. Oh, thank you, Firehose YYC. Is this for you? Are you who I think you are? Well, I've cut it at the feet too. It happens sometimes because honestly then I would have to make her that much smaller on the page. And this stuff wouldn't fit. And you know, like sometimes it is because of how it's gonna fit on the page and how, you know, the feet are not important. And then, at least not here, you wouldn't want your own feet cut off, but on a drawing, sometimes it's just not necessary. And then you can kind of ruin the whole thing. Yes, I can draw them, that is true. Yay, it's you! I'm so glad you're happy with it. I need to email you about something because I kind of made a executive decision for you if you notice size. But anyway, yes, I will. I'll check with you about that. And don't worry, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed for you. I just decided to do this. Yay! I'm so glad you're happy with it. I hope you weren't around for the last stream because I decided that one, it wasn't flowing properly, so I scrapped it and started over, so I hope you're not worried. Okay, so in 1 minute I've got to run. So I will finish inking this. God, I hope I manage to finish inking it tomorrow. And if I have time in all the expo prep to live stream, I'll sneak attack you all. And I guess you'll see me if you see me. But thank you all so much for your patience with another Firefighter sketch stream since I did this last time and scrapped it. This time it actually worked. I'm happy with it. This is far more what I was trying to accomplish. So yay. Thank you all so much. I don't think I'm gonna make it for a raid because I feel really bad to just like dump and dash. But I will, I'll raid next time. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me like usual. You rock. Who needs to go to sleep? Oh my God, yes, pro hit, go to bed. I love you all tons. If you're on my email list, it was scheduled to go out At 6. So you should have it. Thank you all for being on my email list. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you either after the show or during Calgary Expo. See you guys later. Love you. Thank you for being on the email list, Mr. E and True Deadman. Bye-bye.